Type, and it's Isotype's one from set, flashing, Vega one, where's he come from? Vega one's got up and one.
And it's Cinema's, what a star, won the Caulfield Cup.
Or Mystic Aroma, 3 lengths in.
There go, you mug. All right, Margaroos, welcome to 2022 and our first big podcast back. As you can see, I'm still in vlog mode for another year, so you got that to look forward to, boys. But we've been in the Magic Millions, been there, done it, conquered it. Lordy, you're still looking a bit red. Is that sunburn, or are you just blushing to see Bean again?
I think it's the pink coming off those flowers, mate. It's just, but no, look, a little bit sunburnt, but what do you expect out of the sun all day at the Goldie?
That's right.
Please.
In with the people. You have a fun day, mate?
Yeah, it was good. Good to be out there. a few of the warm 4X golds we got early on were hard to swallow.
Where were they?
Once we hit up the pink gins, Gordon's gin. If you're out there, give us a bit of a shout out.
Yeah,
I was
sponsorship from
I was in pretty good form after that. So nabbed a few winners and.
It was we probably got there about 10:30, I reckon, and that's when the bar opened, and I think that was it. One goal down, we're like, no, let's invest big on these drink tickets and really have fun. So it was an awesome day out. Really good to meet a few new friends that we'll have for life, mate, because that's what racing does. That's what the mugs do. Bring people together, get pissed, win a heap of money, lose a heap of money, and go to bed and eat some noodles. We didn't even get a chance to do that Saturday, did we?
No.
Noodles. Gotta have money to buy the noodles too, don't we? But boys, we're back for a big year, and this time of year for us is where we can probably hone in, because you got, the good horses, as we were just saying, hone in, open to your interpretation of what that actually means. But we've just seen it's a bit of a passion dash from the southern states coming up for the millions. Lloydie, I think you're the stats man on this show. What do we have? 9 races, Millions Day. Your results wise, how did that end up for the Queenslanders?
One Queensland victory, which was of course Queensland's darling of the turf, Isotype, back in the winner's stall.
Oh, how good!
But yeah, I think the big stat that I sort of kept looking at, the last race of the day was a Cutis Open race, where I suppose the Cutis actually Queensland horses bonus. The crickets have got something to say about this too, but
you sorted that card problem this year, mate.
But yeah, one southern state trained horse in the Cutis race, and that was Wisdom of Water. Annabelle Neesham got the chockies, so the Queenslanders had 13 of the 14 horses in the last and still couldn't win. So yeah,
that's pretty ordinary, isn't it?
I reckon, and we've talked about this many a times, but I think it just sums up like just grand final mentality for those southern trainers. They just know how to, and Snowden's a prime example. Like, I think they were going through the ringer of 0 out of 50 kind of thing, and then grand
they
final
always
day,
do that.
they go bang, bang.
Yeah.
So it just shows that's the
snap dancer.
What's the level you're going to get to be
second last year, and then was legit set from last year's race straight for this year's race, and then gets the job done. So
2-year-olds, 3-year-olds.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. They don't mess about.
But we still love the Queenslanders. Don't we?
Definitely.
And as I said, that's why all those good horses and good trainers are now cahoots, because we can focus on the local talent. We can intertwine these form.
Talent's a strong word for Saturday's
form
card.
A little bit better. Well, it is like that, and it's a tricky one to start. I don't know, Muggs, if you can see in the background here, but a little bit of light drizzle. We're at Doomben. Eagle Farm, I think, is on ice for probably another good couple of months. Take with that as you will, whether it's good or bad news.
Scarifier out there and see if I can do a bit of work on the track.
Do it for free, mate. I'll pay you myself. But we start the day. We're probably going to get into the soft. Rail, is it in the true? Should be.
True.
Been there for a bit.
It's in the true,
But you got the freshies, the 2-year-olds over the 1,050 metres, the Gallopers Horse Club Handicap. What an absolute sponsor name for a race.
I know, what a terrific venue.
Some establishment that is.
And, we were just sort of saying the good trainers are hopefully off, but in this race you got Chris Lees has one here, Annabelle Neesham's got a couple.
She got a stable up here now, though? I thought she...
No, not yet.
I don't think she does.
Okay.
It must be...
obviously Lees doesn't he?
No.
Yeah, satellite.
I thought he had a satellite for GC.
Maybe some boxes.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be the way it's going, because, 2-year-old races, is it more now they're probably looking at the prize money, it's probably not that important, but if we can pick off
Yeah, so you can
pick off some wins for ratings and whatnot for those
100%.
later sort of 2-year-old races
back down
where
to
they want to
Sydney.
go.
Boom.
Well, form-wise here, we don't really have much to work with. But speaking of, you got Pomade. Chris Lees used to be, I think, the Alan Bell colours. That might ring a bell. Used to have Graph in those colours once upon a time.
Once upon a
time. Let's leave that there.
Gives me nightmares.
Well, for the locals, you got Licensed and Ready for Butterworth. Billy Healy's got a few in here with Shakara and also Primary Witness. So that's good to see the young fella having a dig.
Yep.
Or the Neesham Yard. Lloydie, what have you sort of looking at race 1?
Good to see I haven't learned anything from last weekend, and I'm sticking with the Queenslander.
Great.
Look, Licensed and Ready, I thought second to Thelwell at the last start at the Sunshine Coast. Thelwell was second to Coolangatta to start prior and ran 11th in the Magic Millions on Saturday. Beat 7 lengths, but it was good that night over the 1,000 metres, gets the extra 50. Barrier 3, should get that good run. Not confident, probably won't be having a bet, but on top.
Yep. Everything Lloydie said, times it by 2. That's pretty much the system. Yeah. Magic Millions form. You got nothing on any others. There was a bit of trial form, I think. Pomade, was it the better trial? Was it like a second and a third? The rest was sort of pretty average. 4th and 5th in the trials. It was kind of like, the runner that's had a run on top.
You two need to be somewhere, do we? We need to wrap this up early.
Mate, there's just zero confidence. I could lie and bullshit you, but I figured honesty is the best policy here.
Well, I'll try and I'll go that path, mate. I'll lie and bullshit. I'm just putting Good Girl on top. Ryan Maloney, probably best Queensland jock we got up for discussion, of course. $310,000 purchase. You're not going to get that with any of these other runners.
Yeah.
Annabelle Neesham, and you got the old classic Bray Sokolsky colours on board as well. So $4, pretty much the field, I reckon you'll get on Saturday, because no one has any idea. At least we're honest enough to tell you we don't have any idea. That's just sort of what we're going for. So don't buy into the pros too much there, Mugs. But look, race 2, we can probably have a bit more confidence here, boys. We've got a Grafton Guineas winner at $2. Just 3 starts back this prep for Tamerlade, of course, I'm talking about. Probably just being the punter's peril, and that's myself speaking there. Bean, is it 4th time lucky? It's going to get the soft. Doomben's probably the track for it.
He's a bit costly, the old Tamerlade. I've got him on top here. I just didn't think there was sort of too much else that can knock him off here, really. I mean, he comes through the wave. Wheelhouse performed pretty well on the weekend. I hate the speed map setup. That's the problem with this horse. He just gets too far back, and Doomben's a death trap for that. He's drawn barrier 4, which is normally a positive, but for him, it's probably goes against him.
What's probably not a lot of speed here too, so we might be able to sit a bit closer.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed. Benny Thompson laid off the Moe with Steph. They just had a couple of quiet swims, and he's ready to rock and roll.
Congrats to our favourite Mug couple followers.
Yep. $2, you get no price, but happy to have him on top, mate.
Yeah, I think I'm with you, mate. So I didn't really want to tip him for the same reason that he was going to get too far back. I thought, you know what, gave us up on top. I'll change it right there. I just think.
Oh wow,
the
there
map.
You go. That's why you got to listen, mate. We don't know what's going on until it happens.
I think the map. It'll just be closer in the run from barrier 8. It'll cruise over. Tamerlade might get buried.
So that's what I'm worried about. I hope you're right.
Yeah, $5.50, $2. Brad Stewart on board. Last start winner. Gave us up. That'll do.
That'll do. Okay, well that'll do. It's a bit like in the first 2.
I reckon Lloydie might be a bit dusty from the weekend, to be fair.
I think Tamerlade's a put in, take our job, to be quite honest. So we'll leave that audio and play it back if we need to, or delete it. One of the two. Well, race 3 doesn't get much easier, and this is if it's the first time. If you figured New Year's resolutions, I'm going to start listening to the Mugs, because I heard that they just do some funny stuff. They said nothing about good tipsters or pro tipsters.
That's right.
Just some good stuff.
Yeah.
But listen to this bloody lineup. Sea Raider, last start winner, which famous story there, Lloyd. We'll get into that. Super Giants in the field as well. Sir Barnabas is still doing things. Cloak's still doing things. All Too Hoi Young is even still doing things. So
this is an absolute shit fest of a shit fest, is it not?
I think you're putting it very lightly, and that's just so we can keep our PG rating. But let's take you back maybe about 15, 16 months ago now. a Group 3 race was on.
The Gunson Classic.
And Supergiant absolutely destroyed that field.
Yep.
And then backs up a couple of weeks later and runs a bold third, I think, to Ballistic Boy. Might have been in whatever that main race was.
Rough Habit, yeah.
Rough Habit plate, that's the one. Since then, just hasn't been the same.
No.
But also since then, hasn't got back to a 1800 and beyond. Which means nothing, because this race is over a mile. But, I don't know, where's Supergiant at, Ben?
Oh, I think they were offered. Well, they offered $2 million from Hong Kong, and they turned it down. So I think that's probably where they've been. They've probably been on the runs, trying to see if they can conjure up another offer that's around about that mark, because that's what you'd be. Yeah, it needs to be out. It needs to be 2,000 plus, or at least 1,800 plus. This race is it's a shocker. I can't catch Sea Raider.
Well, second up, is that the prep for Supergiant? Is it line in the sand?
Has to be,
Just get you over the trip. If you got it, you don't.
It was a champion last prep, and it's turned catfest. Anyway, I don't understand. I hope it gets back to its best, because there's some, there's that 1,800 metre race every weekend at Doomben Farm.
It'll be a nice addition.
To the Chris Waller handicap.
Go against Humboldt Current every week.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, they could pick up some pretty
Mind you,
prize
this
money
entire
just doing
field
that.
in a fortnight, they will be in the 1,800 metre Chris Waller handicap, and then they'll be in the 2,000 metre edition. So.
Yep. Did we get a pick out of you?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Cloak, mate. It's got pretty decent form over this track and trip. It's 3 for 5 track and distance. Killer Kilner on board, she's flying, and I think it tends to push forward, but if it's just off, happy to be just off Sea Raider. Happy to not take Sea Raider on, but I can see why Sea Raider's on top. It's probably deserved favourite, really, because it's pretty bulletproof, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it's just the only one that's won for a while.
Yeah, there's that as well.
My favourite jockey here, Leah Kilner.
Oh, the killer.
On Cloak.
Yep.
Jeez, you two are really in cahoots today, aren't you?
Well, see, I haven't done any form, so I'm just following what Ben says.
Have you got a lunch date with Leah Kilner this week, you two? Is that why you're trying to... Same picks, let's wrap this up early.
Amateur hour, yeah.
We'll chat.
Yeah, mate.
I just thought the win at the end of last prep at this track and distance, where it beat, Goldie Fox, Milkman, Right or Wrong, Captivator.
That's a decent...
That's better form than what's in this race, like... Bean would probably beat half of this field with me on his back. I just $7 drawn wide, but I think it almost leads, doesn't it?
It's barrier 7 drawn wide. I mean, it's drawn wide for the field, but it's barrier 7. It'll be sitting outside. Sitting outside.
Go find your bookie.
Yeah.
Well, look, I'll put some form of astuteness into you two, because I have found one at a bit of value, even though close at $7. We'll take that. That's not too bad. Young old Jack Spratt, mate. Form of his life, this horse. If you just go back through, boys. Second last start in the old Ballina Cup, won by Kadar.
Yep.
So start before that, Kadar
that was literally on Friday, wasn't it?
It was. Quick backup always means good things, right? That's what we're going to go with this year. But Kadar has put some form on the board too. I think the start before that was up here. Nosed out a lip. I know Fleet Dove was in that race.
Yeah.
Fleet Dove is a good
Fleet Dove's
horse.
in the market, the one
Did it
later
win on Melbourne
as well.
Cup Day at Brizzy?
Jack Spratt or Fleet Dove?
Kadar. It was in the
yeah.
It was in the what's his name?
It's got a
Dead Heat.
That's
swooping
right.
turn of foot.
Yep.
Yes.
Because I was on. I got $1.
Yeah.
But you're getting 11 each way, and you got the jockey coming up with the horse as well. So horse is obviously flying this prep. It's just got to do the Doomben way and on a soft. That's the questions. That's the concerns.
Forward.
But we'll find out. Yeah, well, that's the thing. It'll push forward from that wider gate too. So might not. Well, it might lead, but it might just sit right behind you blokes.
Hopefully it takes on Sea Raider and Cloak can be camped off them.
below the killer, eh?
Yep.
She'll burn you. She'll burn me, won't she?
Yep.
Love it. Well, 3 races down, I'll tell you what, that was the longest 10 minutes of my life.
Is that all it was?
No, it's 13, that's what's even more of a worry. How do we spend that much time on it? But look, Mugs, we just want to reflect a bit on the year that was. We've got a bit of a stable up and growing now, so if you're not honest on the socials, which would surprise me, because that's sort of how you get to hear this thing, Project Paperclip, he's coming to the stable. We had some worries with him, but I think we got him right. And Misty's got a month in the paddock. Lloyd, is that right? What do you sort of reckon in the winter that she could aspire to for us?
Oh, just wins everything, really, doesn't
That's
she?
true.
She just.
I was hoping into the Melbourne Cup. I think.
Yeah.
This year, so.
I think we'll just finish the prep. She'll wind back down, have a quick freshen up into the Everest, And then she's actually probably Golden Eagle eligible, so maybe we'll look at that next year.
Righto. Okay.
No, but look, in serious.
No, I don't want to hear the serious.
Don't want to hear serious.
No.
Well, Winx's winning streak started at the Sunshine Coast. Misty won her maiden at the Sunshine Coast. She strung 2 together. It wasn't 25 or 26, whatever Winx did, but Winx Guineas.
Yeah, but Winx started the streak from the Guineas.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's unborn territory, mate.
So that's
she could be anything though. Next prep really gets her a bit of a trip. That's the key.
Exciting.
I think it'll be. Yeah, it should be good.
She'll be in the brace of
Colsky
Holds in 6 months.
Yeah.
1800. Even out to 2000 probably. Like, I mean, they've set a mile, but why not? You could, depending on how she goes, a bit older down the track, could push her out a bit further.
The world is her oyster, isn't it?
Yeah,
she's
it
a
is.
3-year-old.
There's plenty of options.
Untapped. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that's the thing, and we've done really well with her. And the paperclip, he's probably a couple months off, but watch this space, Mugs. Hopefully we can. Well, I just get to the races. That's a goal.
That's always a goal.
Yeah,
it is. And look, Lloydie, question without notice. I'm wearing the famous Big H T-shirt, mainly because I haven't done my washing from the weekend. But there's a bit of a race up north that's taken a bit of interest, mate. Maybe you want to tell the listeners, because I haven't really heard much through the usual Queensland racing channels.
Why would you?
What is this new concept? Original. Innovative.
Yep.
Cashed up.
Their words.
Rockhampton.
Wow. I know. May 7th, the $440,000 The Archer slot race, like the Everest. There's, I think it's 12 slots, over 1,300 metres, weight for age. 270,000 to the winner, I think. Apache Chase and the Harrovian both locked in to be running there. So massive get for the jockey club up there in central Queensland. But look, it's
turning to their biggest day in the end, won't it? Really, once you start getting some numbers like that, surely.
One thing that the Rockhampton Jockey Club has done exceptionally well is I think they've put it on like a week before Doomben 10,000. A Group 1 race. Right. It's worth $1 million, admittedly, but you get 2 weeks into the Kingsford Smith and then a further 2 weeks into the Stradbroke. So horses like Apache Chase, the Harrovian that are targeting a Stradbroke
can go there.
They've got a month, like they've got 1,300, 1,350, 1,400.
Yeah,
bang.
So it's the perfect sort of prep.
Perfect planning on the Rocket Club's behalf.
So it could be a good chance for those up north, because I know you run wild up there, matey. The podcast generates millions of clicks from Rockhampton every week, but you could say that, perhaps if there was a slot for a horse that we potentially own, that the Mugs could come up on a bus and bloody have a wild, sick party. So, any slot holders, ring.
Yep.
Give us a bell.
I've got to the phone. I might get on the phone.
Yeah, the phone's always on because we play games all day on it, so it does pretty well. But it's good. It's good for Queensland races.
Is, yeah.
It's, and that lead into the Group 1s down here sounds like it's just going to be, it's a golden ticket for the Brizzy Racing Club to
I think
get Group 1s underway.
Horse, there was murmurs around for getting a slot, so it's not like it's not like it's going to be Master Jamie versus
Shay Black.
JJ and Shay Black. We're gonna have proper Group 1 horses.
Yeah, well, we see that every other week.
Exactly. I think we see it this afternoon. So
this will go to air after.
Yeah.
$1.70 for Master Jamie today.
Oh mate, lock me in for small pay.
We'll move on.
Look, I'm hurting enough. I may as well back it.
Yeah, why not? Mate, we might be able to multi into C Marie on Saturday in race 4 at $2.50 for C Marie, because she's also a little bit of a chewer right now. Burn and 4-star, we've talked about the combo, and obviously that combo is going to take Rocky by storm up there with the chase. But this is a real tough race too. How are you looking at this one, Bean? Who are you finding on top in race 4?
I thought this was best of the day. I've got C Marie on top. I think the step out in trip is the key here. It's the only runner I think for 4-star for the day. Burns obviously on board. He's the key jock there. Picks up a kilo, but it comes through the wave that I think it ran 4th in as well, which was a pretty good run, and it just needs that little bit further. Drawn low, which again is it's a bit similar to Tamerlade. It probably would prefer to be maybe 7 or 8 or something in terms of barriers, but look, I have to have it on top. I know the last two it's been a little bit costly, but it was 2 wins from 4 this prep. That's
good.
You can't ask for more than that. Yeah.
Well, you're going to have a pretty obvious form line if Tamerlade comes out and gets the job done.
Yeah, exactly. So I think
then you get $1 for it.
Do the double.
Well, you're looking at I suppose you're looking at that form, the Tamerlade form, and trying to hope that Tamerlade franks it earlier in the day, but I'm not going to wait around for horses to frank form. I'm going to go where the form has already been franked. Horse 9, Skyconic for Brian Smith, Larry Cassidy. 18th of September, so I started about 3 months ago now. Ran second, got beat a length at Aquas Park Gold Coast to Navy Cross. Navy Cross comes out, wins the Sub-Zero Magic Millions over 2,400 on Saturday. Beat Perfect Deal home that day. Admittedly, a little bit of a non-winner. It either runs second or fourth, but look, form round Swanston in agreement. Stuck with you last start at this track and trip. Drops a kilo off that run, or maybe even 2 kilos off that run. It'll get back, run on, over the top, $14. Thank you.
Gee, thank you. Well, I'm only going to get you to look into a $9 shot, and it's because it's the Chris Waller effect. Kutaya! I found it, so I'm just looking outside of Fleet Dove, mate. It's just burned me twice. I'm just...
Fleet Dove. Ring.
Yeah, see, I can't even
colours.
say the name, mate, because I'm just that ropeable. You know, that's how filthy I am. Kutaya is up for Waller. You know what happens. I don't need to go on too much. Look, we talk about form 2 back, mate. Only 2 lengths behind Holyfield, which you were pretty keen to frank the form there on Saturday, thinking it fell in.
Please don't talk about that.
But the form's solid enough,
It is,
along with the
yep.
17 other horses that finished the
Finished
line
in
at the same
that
point.
Yeah.
Last start, went to Canterbury. I think started favourite almost with J-Mac on board. Canterbury's a bit like you handle.
It's a bit like Kilcoy. It's probably more like Kilcoy than Doomben, to be honest.
Dolby, Gaddon, lead and win.
Pretty much, and not too many of Waller's lead and win, except for the god himself of Nature Strip. So there we go. Good little fecky there from the Mugs in race 4. But race 5, 1,200 metres, and again we got the babies. But this is almost a little bit of a sneaky race of the day category, because we've heard nothing but spruik about Kips Bay. If you haven't heard the spruik, open your ears. Yeah. Or is it just our spruik?
I think it was our spruik that we got it from a couple of old codgers at the pub.
Zip it, yeah.
Well,
there's
on Friday night, so...
Better get the price now. That's all right. Pentito is back, though, so big fan of the show, Lids. We all know Lids. He's in this one and ran a track record, I think, that when he had it... Doomben or Eagle Farm, wherever it was last prep, but looks a nice horse too. Yep. And then again, you got some of the locals out in force. Andy, what a name! Yeah. Andy's going for 4 on the trot. Now, horses, it's not easy to do that. And when you have a name like Andy, you need to be able to perform, because you're going to be a cold.
You're letting down all the Andys.
No, you got nothing else going for you. Lloydie, let's kick off with you, mate. How are you seeing race 5 over the 1,200?
I'm seeing it in a little bit of difficulty. I'm sort of in 2 minds. Do I follow the spruik? So those that didn't hear it, we were at the pub on Friday night at the Gold Coast, and a couple of old, codgers. Good mates with Glenn Collis, I think former jockey. I don't think he's still riding now, but rides track work for Chris Waller. They told us wherever Kips Bay goes, back it. It was an emergency in the Magic Millions Maiden on Saturday. It was scratched out of Ipswich on Wednesday. It's in here, so do I follow that form, or do I go with the horse I sort of like the most in Pentito, a winner at this track, 3rd behind Rhapsody Rose at Eagle Farm at the end of the prep on Caulfield Cup Day, where it was a good run, got beat 4 lengths. Come back to me, because decision has not been made, but one of those 2.
Okay, Kips Bay, that's my decision, so I'll follow all the spruik. So if you got some spruik, give it to me. I love it.
I'm surprised you're not on Logo Mania, mate, after that nice fill-up.
I'm hoping it goes around tomorrow night at because I like it there.
Double noms, dual noms.
I'm like Lloydie. I am going to follow the spruik, just because you've got to give the spruik a chance, I think, first up, follow the spruik. But yeah, Pentito is the one on form for the race that you have to be with, I think, for the astute form analysts out there. But look, I've got the Kips Bay on top, mate. Take the 330 and get the heck out of there.
It's be a wild ride.
Yeah.
Have we lent you into it?
No, look, well, hopefully one of us wins. I'll tip Pentito with an asterisk,
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
So
if Kips Bay wins, I've tipped it. But
you're just taking the winner regardless.
Here we go.
No, Pentito. Yeah, that'll do.
All right, well, that's all right, because it looks like we've got a pretty similar setup in race number 6. 1,200 metres. The Stradbroke season. Handicap.
It started already.
Oh, jeez. But look...
This is probably the race of the day, to be honest.
You got Amity Gal hype. What is it, a sister to Baccarat Baby, is that correct?
Might be a half-sister to Baccarat Baby, full-sister to Jewess. the Queensland Oaks winner.
So that's not a bad little pedigree
And
page.
there's another.
But probably not for the
Good
1200.
Well,
it
that's
was
when
good
you're
enough
saying
on
that.
debut,
It was
but-
good enough on debut. This is a bit of a different field because we all know Frosty Mango. I think it's a bit of a serious animal there as well.
Frosty Melbourne.
TJ.
Let's turn into a bit.
We'll have to look, maybe from next week, we'll do a bit of an endeavour to get Tony Golan on.
Yeah,
Yep.
do that.
I'll chase it up. He loves me,
Sure.
I think. Or he owes me 4 subby calls that he steals from us, one of the two. But that, I mean, Self-Indulgence is a good horse too,
No,
but
it's not.
Frosty Mango beat it last start, didn't it? Or it got beat. Either way. I think it's a race in 2. Bean, are you seeing anything, is something alerting you and readying you? That was a good segue.
Yeah, that was.
So your favourite horse down the track
Alert
there.
and ready, yeah. Won't be with it here, mate. I'm actually there's one for the Nolan yard that's come down that I backed.
Oh, yes.
It was absolutely walloped last start. It was
That gives you confidence.
2s in a row, so it was into, I think it was $2 into about $1.30 or something it got into in the end. But Autumn Days for me, mate. For Nolan and Benny Thompson, I think, look, it'll shoot forward from the gate. He doesn't generally bring them to town just to sort of have them run around. They're normally right and ready to go. 3 starts this prep, so fitness is at an all-time high. I mean, 4 seconds is becoming a little bit costly, and it was the shorts again last start, but they were pretty keen on it. I think each way all day in this field. Amity Girl's a query, I think, won first up, but probably a bit short for it, and I'm happy to take on Frosty Mango, so...
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
We ain't getting those stubby calls back now.
No. Amity Girl is a query, Bean, but the only query is how far it wins by, I think. That breeding, it just jumps off the page. You know, we've been at the Magic Millions, we've been reading stud books, we've been getting tips off Brace Sokolsky about what to look for.
That's what to look for, he says,
That's
isn't
what
it?
to look for. You
Yeah.
know, you've got a wonderful mare in Milos who is just she's a stakes winning,
One of my favourites.
producing mare. You know, like her win on debut was good. You mentioned Michael Nolan doesn't bring him to town too often, mate. David Van Dyke doesn't bring him to town unless they're superstars, does he?
Named David Van Doomben, mate.
David
That's
Van
right.
Doomben, exactly. Barry 9, Ryan Maloney in the saddle. You said it. Queensland's best hoop, but wins well.
I'm going one more time with Frosty.
Oh, Frosty.
I just think the girls, obviously they missed out on getting a start in the Magic Millions. That would have been grand final that they've had to push back to this week on a 2-year-old handicap at Doomben. That's what we're going for.
3-year-old handicap even.
Maybe that. Same thing.
Pretty much. But
Race 7. You want to lead us off then, Pro?
Sure. Benchmark 72, 1200.
Forget that. I'm taking you out to the sea with my man.
Mate, Beans in the sea this week, mate. This one is this is a belt for this one, right?
It's first one of the year. It has to be huge. Better not be Frosty Mango.
Mate, it's not Frosty. Mate. It was hard to find one because a lot of the fields are youngsters, so there's not you can't sort of lob them in the seed too early on because they can come good. But one you can definitely lob in the seed, which I think it was it's with Heathcote now, but I think it was previously might have been Busted and Young. Savvy Oak.
Oh.
Mate.
Yep.
You want to talk about failures? This thing is a dead set. It is a camel. It's had 41 starts for 3 wins. It's a 6-year-old gelding. It's won 325k prize money. Just put the boy out to. They put the good horses out to living legends, but this thing you could probably just throw in the ocean and just see what happens. Just let him go because, mate, it's an absolute camel. Like it is going around. It's going around at 1,000 to 1 on the weekend. I think in race 8 or 6 or something like that. It's a stinker though. So
it won like a superstar on debut.
Yeah, and then it
went to like a derby and didn't do like
anything.
Yeah, and it's gone downhill ever since.
Yep.
So Savvy Oak, mate. I reckon that's probably the worst in terms of results, in terms of starts versus wins.
Well, those 3 wins were probably as what?
They would have been as a 2-year-old down in Melbourne.
Yeah.
It's done
No,
0 since.
it only debuted. It's debuted as a
3-year-old. 3-year-old onto a derby.
Onto a derby, so it won its maiden at Echuca on August 27th,
went to SA.
2018. Yeah,
it's been around.
Won at Cranbourne.
Oh yeah,
and then it won at Flemington as a $19 shot in a benchmark 90.
Yeah,
beating nobodies like Starcaster.
How does it get to a 90 rating to even get that high?
Well, it was in.
What did it finish in the Derby actually? While we're
I thought it was in.
Well, it
I
ran
thought-
second
I
in
thought
the
it was-
South Australian Derby.
Yeah, I thought it finished.
There's
So
a
that'll
rating.
help.
I
And
thought
it's
it
run
finished
7th in
okay.
the Vic Derby,
That's-
4th in the Vars. Moonee
What won
Valley.
that year?
That was Extra Brute, I believe.
Extra Brute.
That's a pretty.
It's getting back a bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
2018.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been
2018.
around for about
Jeez,
1,000
I don't even
years.
think
but-
you were born then, Lordy, were you?
Probably not.
Oh,
It's back in winters, mate.
yeah. Well, I'm going to need one from you in race 7, mate, because we've got an absolute. It's happily named 4X Drive because this is a pretty damn dry BM72 handicap,
Yeah.
and it's going to be a soft. I'm not even going to read out the market because I don't know what the market represents in this race. It's a bit like that, mate.
Yeah. What price would Sir Rocket be in this?
Oh,
$1.02.
$1.02.
Oh, I'll give you a power play $3.
Okay, well, 3 lengths off that Vanasta last start in the Magic Millions Country Cup.
Yeah, I thought that was half a chance.
I thought $31, massive overs. It was good at Warwick first up behind Colpo di Tamburo in the qualifier.
Say that 5 times.
Yeah. But then, it's run the other day, soft 7 at the Goldie over 1200. It got back to the inside, hit the line well enough to hold on to third. Penasquito was finishing off well. I don't think it's won since, but it was sort of in that thing. It beat home Only Want to Sing that day. Barrier 17, massive concern, but she's going to get a little bit of sting out of the ground, and I think she got 56, so she goes up 2 kilos, but she's coming out of a race behind Sir Rocket, which went around in the Magic Millions Cup as an $8 chance on Saturday, so
Yeah.
got to have plenty of respect for it. Thunder Mania, the other one at big odds, but Craig Robertson, he's on a couple of their horses, and I don't think I've ever heard of him. Must be a Kiwi come over, has he?
Oh, maybe.
I don't know.
Well, if he goes all right on Thundermania, I want to get to know him because I've landed on top somehow. Thundermania, just some jumping on. Lawyers put down, mate. 20s each way. Well, Sir Rocket starts $1.02. What does the Ritz start in this race?
$8.
Oh, Sir Rocket on top. Oh well. Well, anyway, that form line ties in because that was last start. It was
That was Paladas as well.
3 lengths. Paladas third to that. Beat Good Chat home. He's a good horse, and a few others that we back every week. So I think his form reads a lot better than what it represents. Because even if you go through, just goes around and listed Group 3 races, nowhere bloody near him. So good on the trainers for having a good old whack and stack. But might have maybe met his grade here and it's just caught the bookies off guard. So we've done a bit of value.
The mix 3 in the provincial circuit, does it just come in town and win? It should just win, shouldn't it? I mean, no.
Should.
I do say that. I back Shamrock Lou. I've gone with the.
Oh, well, let's get that then.
I've gone with the TJ factor here. Jimmy Byrne on top. I'm a bit worried about the sting out of the ground because it tends to prefer it pretty dry, the old Shamrock Lou. But if it gets scratched, switch to mix and away we go. But I'm completely not keen on this race.
Moving on.
Remove it from the card, please, BRC.
Yeah, moving on very, very quickly. Race 8. Few good ones here. Looking forward to this one. Kingston's here is here. $3.60, your favourite. Global Citizen, Elisa's Dream at the 6s. Liza with a Z was pretty good last start. 13s. Bean, go! Barrier 17. That's what you've got to deal with.
You've got the ultimate gear change on Gogol too.
Yeah, righto. And then, moving down, you've got to, listen to a few of these names. Elixir pops up there. Awaneninichi, Rocky form, right? How Wonderful Life is, starting a new life with a new trainer there. Panino's even in this field. Panino bloody ran third in a Stradbroke. Did it once upon a time or a Group 1 race. It's done something impressive like that. And
Victory, I think it was. Yeah.
hasn't done much since. So Bean, put one down, we'll pick it up, or we'll put another one down.
I'm with Gogol.
Shot.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. We'll just copy and paste your spiels from other weeks.
Oh, the only thing I need to add is the ultimate gear change. Craig Williams off Boris Thornton.
Oh,
Boris
that's the gear
Thornton
change.
on. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's
I was thinking that's a bit weird to geld something mid-prep when it's been racing pretty well.
Yeah, no. I think Elisa's Dream's the danger. I know there's the others in the market, but I think of the ones that are sort of under 10s and in the market, I think it's the I can't be with Kingston's here. I know it's won 2 in a row, but it's always $2.80, and I'll be on it. It'll get me beat. I'll get it beat. So yeah, Gogol's a value. Draws wide. Should be running on and loves the sting out of the ground, which it gets.
Yeah, look, one horse that doesn't really like winning is the bottom weight, Air Spirit, but he can win on Saturday, I think. $17. TJ, Benny Thompson on board, happily engaged, young chap. He'll be. He's
weddings.
probably exactly. He's got to pay for the
Not
wedding
cheap.
somehow, doesn't
Yeah.
he? Look, this girl, yep. Fifth at the Sunshine Coast, 2 starts to go behind Eyelight, Sir Rocket, Thundermania.
Oh, good form.
Good form. Then went to Doomben a fortnight ago or 10 days ago behind Tooraloo, Wudang Blade. I think we had that trifecta but didn't put it on. We just all backed something different. Finished off well enough at this track and trip. Barrier 1. Can settle closer.
Does it go forward?
No. She'll get back. There's a lot of speed. She's just that sort of horse. She's like totally charmed. She gets the split and goes bang. So, Ben Thompson.
That's how you ride it,
pay
mate.
for that one, mate.
That's how you ride it. Not the Sunny Coast, though. Is that a concern?
No.
He only seems to win there.
No, trials well at Doomben. 2 starts at the track for a third.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thought it would have had a bit more at Doomben, to be honest.
No, Eagle Farm does.
I've got Elisa's Dream on top. Tim Byrne. Rocky form, yeah. It was pretty good winner last start, I thought. I think that was just a country cup or something, wasn't it? But still, jump, lead and win. I think there's 3 that are in that boat. You got Kingston's, Elisa's Dream, Liza with a Z. I think they're your 3 that are going to try and do that. Hopefully one of it takes it up undisturbed, and that is Elisa's Dream, and that's how we end the day.
Yeah.
Because race 9, I don't really know if you want to end it here, do you?
Not really.
So, 1350. We've coined this the heartbreak handicap, because just have a listen to some of these horses that I'll read out. Paladas. You can't tell me that if you're listening to this show, you didn't back Paladas one of its last 2 starts. Same could be said for Glitter Strip. Ironically enough, they share the same colours, which is the non-winning colours. Fleet Dove, same boat. Roman Aureus, please. Star Virgo, I won't even get Bean started on that. Grand Zoo, you can even throw in that conversation. Even Agassi. Remember Agassi?
I remember.
Ziemba, didn't they run 3rd in the Stradbroke? Or like one of those sort of like...
Anyway, but you got one horse that just seems to be a winner in the Ritz, and you're getting $7 for the Ritz. Is it just people piling in?
Where was the $7? Because I can't see it anymore. It's on.
Oh, jeez, maybe it's not.
It's $4.60 everywhere.
This thing bet right. Okay.
Right, yeah.
Well, they seem to stuff up all the time.
So they've obviously got that wrong.
Must be in the new Punters Plus app where you get the actual prices more than anything.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, it's probably equal favourite then with Paladas.
Yeah, it's about $4.60. So, I just double checked it on the old 365 to make sure, because I saw $7 and was like, "Funk your."
Yep. But Paladas, look, it could be said it goes best on a soft and better at Doomben. Is that enough for you, Bean?
No,
one more time?
No, the Ritz is a living, breathing, certainly in this race, I think. I think it was a chance to win if it ran on Magic Millions Day, to be honest. But, I think it's amoral. 5 from 8 starts, it's airborne. Jimmy Orman's probably the form jockey in the state, and he's back after his little
handy.
Yep. Anyway, so it camps in behind the pace. Barrier 8, he gets all the choices. I think 460 is an absolute spoil against a pack of non-winners. Thank you.
Jeez, hey.
Yeah, I'm pretty keen.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Jeez. Big. Gives me confidence, to be honest.
Well, he's bought 2 to town cost, he's bought the Ritz and Supergiant. I'll tell you which one's going to win and which one's not going to win. He's not bringing them to Brisbane to piss about, is he?
How do you feel if Supergiant wins earlier in the day?
He'll be piling into the Ritz.
Mickey C, mate, just drop us a DM and tell us Supergiant will or won't win. We don't want to play this game anymore with Supergiant.
Pretty much. Rinse and repeat from the previous race. Bottom weight, go on Ben Thompson. The Glitter Strip, one last chance. Blinkers go on for the first time on Saturday. Drawn barrier 6.
I went to back at the time when there was none with the blinkers on first time, and then they scratched it. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you. Look, last start wasn't all that bad behind Sea Raider on a heavy 8. Gets back to a drier, soft track. Comes into its own. 5th behind Wonderful Riri on Boxing Day. That's good form. 10th behind Miami Flice. Don't beat it.
Ritz beats it.
All right.
Yep. Paladas is a non-winner in my book as well. So I'm with you, Bean. The Ritz in the last. Just think, mate, that win last start was just
good.
impressive.
Yeah,
Super
like,
impressive.
don't get
You
me
know
wrong.
what? You know what actually was good as well last start, which you'd include in your exotics. Strange Charms probably overs at the 850. It was pretty good last. It was pretty
You
good
can
last
message
start.
your mate
Pete,
that'll be
you could,
strapping the horse. So.
Yep, Mike giving me a yell. Shout out to the man.
Find out.
Find out what the go is.
Inside mail. Yep.
Yeah, but where are we at with Glitter Strip?
What do you mean?
I think both of those Black Soil horses, this is almost like line in the sand D-Day for them. Paladas is just a non-winner. We could be buying Paladas in 3 months online.
Paladas finished 4th, beat Mystic Aroma.
Yeah,
home.
exactly. Keeps finishing not first, mate. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, no.
The
I'm
boys
not
at Black
tipping it.
Soil,
I'm not tipping it.
they're all about results, mate. They don't
Yeah.
care about how good you run. They care about how much you're winning.
Yeah.
That's why they're millionaires
That's why
and
they've
we're
got 2
broke.
horses in the
Yeah,
Yeah,
they have twice as many chances as anyone else in the race to win.
exactly.
You know.
Got to get on first time.
All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna wrap this up. Beans banger.
Beans banging, mate.
First week back for the year. What are we going?
C. Marie, mate. I think in race 4 gets the chocolates there, and if
Not even the Ritz
that wins as well, I might Well,
Okay.
I'm probably going to have the multi C. Marie into the Ritz. I think that's a living, breathing.
No,
and then
mate, it's just got to be one pick because we go.
no, I can get as creative as I want, mate.
Yeah, you can in your own time, but for the listeners,
Beans.
they just want one that they can hone
C.
in on.
Marie.
Okay.
That's it. I gave it to you. Then he started counting on.
Then you start going into your multis, mate. We don't have enough time.
Around the Grounds, Mooney Valley Race 7 fundraiser. EMF's off first time, I believe. I'm happy with. I think it's Ben and JD Hayes. So maybe they'll get the chocolates here. Not sure if
Is it Ma Eustace
Fundraiser is, yeah.
fundraiser?
no, it was.
Isn't it?
Had Hayes listed. It's
Could
got
be.
it's
Maybe
got
it's
those colours,
changed
but I
that.
think it's with
Jamaica
Hayes.
colours,
It's in the
yeah.
Jamaica colours. I know that, but it was.
Oh,
it's
right,
got,
yeah,
It's Ben and what's his name, Hayes. So yeah, fundraiser. Happy to be with that at the Valley, Death Valley on Saturday.
Oh,
Good luck for the crazy
yeah,
people
good
out there that are going ballistic.
Yeah. Best of the day from mine, Amity Gal. I just think she can remain undefeated. Broodmare says enough, doesn't it? And-
Broodmares.
Around the Grounds. Look, I hope this will be up by lunchtime Friday. Friday night at the Sunshine Coast. 7:30, race 5. Horse 1, Brave Nick. It's in the name. What's in the name?
Well, I know that name in particular.
Yes.
We've done before.
Yes. Last start winner at Ballina. Won by 3 lengths on a heavy 10 over the mile. Led all of the way from go to woe. It does go up 5 kilos, but gets Jimmy Orman on his back. Will find the front from barrier 6. Will not get caught. Mickey C. That's why he's coming north from the Gold Coast, mate. Not for the Ritz or Supergiant on Saturday. He's taking Brave Nick to the Sunny Coast on Friday night, and he's just going to be dropping in at Doomben on the way home.
He says, I may as well go up there for the easiest paycheck of my life. Whew.
Could be $1.10 though.
Could be.
That's the beauty of
find
no
out.
prices being out. Yeah.
That's it. We're a winner either way.
Yeah.
Moz's must have, boys. Go on the hype. Gibbs Bay.
Ooh.
That's a lot. I actually did go
on
back
the line.
and do some form and watch the
Yeah,
trials, and
runs
it
have
was
been good.
everyone's been good. So not just all hype. Try to do a little bit of journalistic investigation. Is that a word, journalist?
Not sure.
There's one around the ground, so that's the short. So I go to the value, go on a Royal Randwick, race 8, CHARMMEBABY's in there. It's $21 in that field. It come up here and it's absolutely spanked the best that we could throw at it. And it's a pretty good race down. It's the stakes race, whatever it is called, Carrington Stakes. Holyfield's backing up, Lordy, just for personal interest for yourself. through the cracks his favourites. That's a pretty good horse too, but 21s each way. CHARMMEBABY.
Not bad.
All right. Well, Muggs, thanks for tuning in. First one back for the year,
Yep.
so we've
Starting to wind up.
yeah, that's it. Like, look, keep listening. We'll do some new stuff this year and keep the people on their toes. But Bean, you looking forward to the weekend or what, mate?
Yep, pretty keen on a few, so happy to be with them. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Bring it on. I think what I'm most excited about is Sunday, to be honest.
Okay.
Saturday will be over. It's just not a good day racing.
It's not, but again, these are the ones where we can hone in on.
Well,
I still don't know what
Focus on
honing in on
Queensland
means.
forces.
But
no.
someone said it to me once, and I just kept saying it since.
I think we've got a good card at the Sunny Coast next weekend, though, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a
The
listed.
Caloundra Cup, or the not Caloundra Cup, Sunny Coast
listed
Cup.
meet up
or-
there.
Yeah.
Well, and even still, even though we love Eagle Farm, and we know all the Brisbane Racing Club members listen
We
to
should
us
get
every week.
the
but,
fields are back and big too.
well, we
That's
know
another difference.
the next couple of months you've got Doomben, Sunny Coast, Gold Coast, probably on a bit of rotation. So all tracks run pretty true in a sense of a form guide.
They do. Yes.
You don't get the old, oh, you can always put a line through an Eagle Farm run excuse.
No. They're all just winning.
They don't do that at Doomben.
No.
So, once might mean we do go all right.
Yeah.
We can string a few together here.
Start writing these down.
Yeah.
All right, Mugs. See ya.
Sure, Mugs. Bye.